shall overcome. We shall overcome.
You know, my guess is that as what's going on here gets reported, there are a lot of LGBT people who are worried, and rightfully so. You know, they've heard a lot of this before, and I think they're worried about being sold down the river, all in the name of unity. And I get that, and I get waves of that too. I believe that God is in this process. And, you know, I once heard someone say the difference between an optimist and someone who's hopeful is that an optimist believes in the power of us human beings to accomplish something. And we usually let ourselves and other people down. But to be hopeful is to put your confidence in God, that in the end God will have God's way. And I think that's exactly where we're headed. God is going to have God's way. Now, will the church change? Absolutely. Will it look like it always has? No. We've always been a changing church. We've always changed how we looked. And God keeps bringing this new thing out. And I also think that one of the results of this Lambeth Conference may be that the Episcopal Church at its General Convention in 2009 will finally have the courage to say, stand up and say, you know what? This is where we think God is calling us to be and what God is calling us to do. And we get that the rest of the communion might not understand us or what we're doing. But at the end of the day, you have to go where you feel God is calling you. And my hope is that when all the church, all orders of the church, laity and clergy and bishops meet at General Convention, that we will do just that. That we will stand up and say, this is who we mean to be, because together we have discerned this is who God is calling us to be. And then the communion will have to deal with us. But we are not going to sacrifice LGBT people anymore on the altar of unity. And it's going to be hard for our community to wait until next year, but that's the first time all the orders have a chance to weigh in. This is not a decision to be made by bishops alone, and we need to make it thoughtfully and prayerfully, as I believe we've made our decisions in the past. And I think we've given this patience a good go. I think I don't know that anybody's acknowledging that, but in my opinion, we have tried to be patient with this. And we've let injustice go on in the name of unity. And I think a year from now at our General Convention, we're going to say, okay, enough of that. So I'm hopeful. I'm not optimistic, but I'm hopeful. Because I feel God's Spirit moving very powerfully here and certainly in our church. And I think in the end, Episcopalians are going to stand up for what's right. We had some bishops spoke yesterday at the hearing, quite conservative bishops who voted against my consent, bishops who have been so far from the cutting edge on this issue, you know, they're hardly seen, standing up in front of their brothers and sisters from around the world saying, we can't not be who we are anymore. And so I think that's incredibly hopeful.